side for the Northridge Raiders. That's a look at the starting lineup, and now we'll give you a quick check on tonight's uniforms. Time for a check on the uniform brought to you by St. Andrews Products. And for the visitors from Northwood High School, to be wearing black uniforms with white and red trim. Meanwhile, the home team, the Northridge Raiders, wearing white uniforms with green and gold trim. And these teams look great tonight. And St. Andrews Products can do the same for your team. Reach them at sales@standrewscorp.com.
It is a rich series history. This is the 86th meeting between the two schools. The series dating back to 1969. Northridge won it last year 70-56 at the Panther Pit on a cold January night. And our officials tonight, as assigned for this one, pretty good group. Andy Heideck getting ready to toss it up there. He'll be joined by Joel Easton and Ben Finnan, and the opening tip is sponsored by Rulies of Middlebury. Glad you've joined us wherever you may be watching, including our live stream, sponsored by Laurie Sumpter at Phil Hahn and Associates. Northwood in the black wins the tip. Panthers come in with a record of 8-2 overall. Their best win was over Triton, 60-47. In fact, that's their only win over a team with a winning record. But they hit a three right off the bat from Cade Brenner, the sophomore with his 20th three-pointer of the year. Gives Northwood the lead. Blake Jacobs working inside for Northridge, and he's up with the right hand for two. So the big fella hits his first basket of the night. He was very impressive with a career-high 10 against Wiley on Tuesday night. Full court pressure by the Raiders, and Smith with the deflection in front of the Raider bench.
Teams know each other well. The kids have a lot of respect for each other. They played a lot of summer groups, summer activities, and I tell you what, they are really ready to go tonight.
First quarter tonight brought to us by Wolverine Mutual Insurance. That's Ben Vincent, the lone senior on this Northwood team with the basketball. Jamar Jackson, and that ball was kicked by Clay Stoltzfus, so Northwood will retain possession.
Yeah, Northwood is so young that if the game goes overtime, they'll be out after curfew. We got to watch that.
Vincent, now Brenner, working against this zone defense of Northridge. Vincent for three, off the back iron, the rebound tipped by Rash, and Cooper Weems misses. Now Jamar Jackson, a third shot at the basket, that won't go. Here comes Sam Smith and the Raiders. Northridge comes in 6-3. Their best wins were over Westview, and then Tuesday night, a come-from-behind win over Riley. Jacobs on the inside, working over the sophomore Rosh, and took him right to school. So 4 early points for Blake Jacobs. The tackle on the football team averages 7 points a game. Jackson had it taken away on the inside by Trevor Brown. Raiders with the lead and the ball. Sam Smith thought about the three. Now he'll try the 15-footer. Smith with his first basket, the leading scorer for the Raiders, has them up by 3, and you can see Northridge really trying to push the pace and fluster Northwood in the early going. Vincent found Rash down low. He goes up over Jacobs for 2. So the big fellas going at each other head-to-head, and so far offense is dominated.
Rash with a nice move inside.
Clay Stoltzfus. Now Smith down on the post. Smith works into the paint and hits the shot. Great shooting in the early going by these two teams, and it's 8-5 Northridge.
Northridge went inside to Blake Jacobs a couple of times. That kind of softened things up for Sam Smith.
Rash lost it after the head and shoulders fake, and here comes Northridge. Carter Stoltzfus in the lane, lefty for 2. Carter Stoltzfus averages 18 a game, and boy, Northridge is off to an electric start.
2 out of 5 so far for Northwood, 5 out of 5 for Northridge.
Vincent in the corner, cross court. Brenner. Now Vincent open for 3, and Northwood needed that. Ben Vincent with his 14th three-pointer of the season. Stoltzfus had Jacobs down on the block. He wants to go to work against the sophomore Rash. Smith guarded by Vincent. You'll meet them both at halftime, our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. Smith fades and fires. That one won't go. First miss of the night for the Raiders. And Northwood with a chance to tie or take the lead. They weathered the early storm in the first 4 minutes.
Northwood had 3 offensive rebounds, couldn't make it go.
Renner rattles out the 3, and then Jacobs fouls Rash on the rebound. The first foul of the night.
Renner 1 for 2 now from 3-point range. Folks, you can't go wrong with an Essen House Bakery donut to start your morning. Enjoy many delicious, gigantic sweet rolls and cream-filled Long Johns. We also invite you to shop many of our other take-home favorites, including fresh from the oven breads and rolls and 30-plus varieties of homemade pies. And remember, the restaurant is open for dine-in, carry-out, and curbside pickup Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's the Essen House.
Cooper Weems missed the jumper, but another offensive rebounding by Ian Rash draws another foul against the Northridge Raiders. And it'll be a 2-shot foul that sends Rash to the foul line. Looks like they called it on Clay Stoltzfus, his first. As you look at Ian Rash, 65% free throw shooter on the year. And the first one's nothing but the bottom of the net.
Impressive looking sophomore.
Also runs on the cross country and track teams at Northwood. Gifted athlete. Aaron Wolf told me earlier this week they haven't had a player really with the versatility of Rash in a long time. No basket on the free throw. He stepped over the foul line. So Northridge clings to a 10-9 lead.
Yeah, he kind of messed up my stat sheet right there. I already had him down for a make.
Stoltzfus. Now Smith. Nice little pass down low to Jesse Ryman, who checked into the game at the last dead ball. Carter Stoltzfus with that left hand finds his brother Clay. The twins. And then Sam Smith tried the back door, but Blake Jacobs is there to clean, or no, not Jacobs, but Jesse Ryman there to clean up the mess. Ryman with the offensive putback. He leads this team in offensive rebounds now with 15. Pass stolen away by Jacobs. Stoltzfus for 3. The iron unkind, and the rebound to Rash, who's had a bevy of them in the early going.
Northwood with 5 rebounds. Northridge with 3. Haven't been many misses.
Rash for 3, ring it up. That's the third 3 of the night for Northwood. A bit of a role reversal from what we're used to seeing from these two teams. Clay Stoltzfus tries to answer, but rims it out. And here comes Northwood with a chance to regain the lead, tied at 12. Cross court, Chaz Yoder for 3. Yes, sir. The Panthers have come out red hot with 4 threes in the early going, and they take a 15-12 lead.
Yoder reaches his scoring average with 1 shot.
Carter Stoltzfus, double team. Blake Jacobs decides to take it himself with the left hand. That was pretty. Big man has 6 here in the first quarter. Rash the other way. Yoder for 3. That one is good. 5 threes in the first quarter for Northwood. Meanwhile, at the other end, Northridge trying to come up with some answers, down 4. Sam Smith loves to try to draw the contact in the foul calls. Jacobs foul line jumper. That one won't go, but an offensive rebound for Northridge. Clay Stoltzfus. Smith handled that bounce pass nicely. Clay Stoltzfus for 3. Not tonight, and the rebound comes down to Bontrager of Northwood. Chaz Yoder, Bontrager underneath, bucket of the bump. You'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group as Brock Bontrager, a 6'2 sophomore, ran the floor and got fed. Jesse Ryman on the foul.
Folks, TCU understands the importance of growing your future, whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business. TCU is there for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit tcunet.com and start growing your future today. Federally insured by the NCUA, they are an equal housing opportunity lender.
Brock Bontrager has an interesting free throw stat. He's 7 of 7 now from the line this year.
You didn't want to say that too soon.
I wanted to couch that one a little bit. 21-14, Northwood by 7. Trevor Brown. It's Northridge trying to come up with something here. Brandon Miller's checked in, but that's Brown missing the three-pointer. And Caden Graham went high for the rebound. Both teams going to the bench quite a bit here in the first quarter.
Northridge won out of their last 6 shots.
Chaz Yoder wanted to feed Jamar Jackson, but the pass was a little low.
Turnover number 7 for Northwood.
And Northridge trying to get a little more offense in for perhaps the last shot of the first quarter. Puts Clay Stoltzfus back in.
Folks, you can receive a quality and affordable university education by enrolling in the Bethel University Extension site at Napanee Missionary Church. BU at NMC provides the opportunity for a Bethel education while engaging in a weekly practicum specific to your area of interest. Multiple degrees are available, and because the program costs just $10,000 per year, you can graduate with little or no debt. To learn more about this program, go to mc.church/Bethel.
Three-pointer on the way, got caught in the banner, and the first quarter comes to an end. But that's about the only three that Northwood missed in the first quarter. They were on fire beyond the arc, hitting 5 trifectas and leading Northridge by 7 after 1 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Aegis Dental Group, that's trusted dentistry. We trust Bo Hunt to deliver our sideline reports. He has one sponsored by Bill's Heating. And Bo, your thoughts on the first 8 minutes of this one?
I thought the start of the game for the first part of that first half of that first quarter, both teams just did a great job of, not forcing anything, playing some great half-court basketball. As soon as Northwood started making a few threes, Northridge got away from just, those easy buckets underneath that they were getting and started trying to compensate and hit some of those threes from the outside. Weren't able to, and that's why we got this lead that we have right now by Northwood, but don't expect Northridge to let up on those threes, guys.
It's interesting, the senior-dominated group got a little bit rattled, and it probably did show a little bit in the shooting stats that Bob will have for us in just a moment. And meanwhile, second quarter underway. It's sponsored by Wolverine Mutual Insurance. Northridge trailing by 7. Trevor Brown on the outside.
Both teams pretty solid shooting the ball in the first quarter. Northridge was 7 out of 14. Northwood did a pretty good job. They were 7 out of 13.
There's Sam Smith trying to go to the baseline. Fadeaway is off the mark. Here comes Northwood with numbers after Cade Brenner brought down the Kara. And Brenner takes it all the way into the lane, but short on the shot. Jamar Jackson pogo sticks for the rebound, and we have a held ball called by Andy Heineck. Alternating possession goes to Northwood.
Folks, for over 60 years, industry has relied on the great team at Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT is the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. The medical, automotive, defense, and aerospace challenges have built our legacy. Reach us at IFTworldwide.com. At IFT, we'll work till you're finished correctly.
Ben Vincent, his pass nearly got away from Brock Bontrager, who did a little Harlem Globetrotters action. Then 3 on the way by Caden Graham is off the mark. Big Blake Jacobs goes up and gets that rebound. And Jacobs gets paid at the other end by Carter Stoltzfus.
Nicely done.
8 points now for Jacobs. He leads the Raiders, who still trail by 5. Vincent, the point guard this year for Northwood, moving there from shooting guard a year ago. He's really the guy that organizes the attack, gets them into the right play, but Jackson lost the handle on the pass, and here come the Raiders the other way. Carter Stoltzfus back to Clay. And around the horn they go.
The third turnover of the ball game for Northwood. Northridge with 6.
Clay Stoltzfus just can't get open right now. Good defense by the Panthers, and their fans clapping appreciation. Trevor Brown is open for 3 and hits. It's sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools. His 10th three-pointer of the year makes it a 2-point game.
Northwood giving Northridge a little of their own medicine.
Bontrager had to pull it back outside. Working on Carter Stoltzfus and draws the contact. So Brock Bontrager will go back to the line for 2. You'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group.
Well, you take a look. We'll tell you that Stutzman Power Equipment, where you can get the tools and equipment for all your outdoor needs. Specializing in Kubota, Steel, Toro, Simplicity, and Skag. Check them out online at stutzmanpower.com. Stutzman Power Equipment, where service is their #1 product. Proud to support high school athletics.
Glad I got that stat out of the way earlier. Brock Bontrager averages 4 points a game. Member of the student council, as you see Sam Smith check back in. And Bontrager's second finds it home. He'll check out. Rash checks back in. Some good minutes off the bench for Aaron Wolf's team early on.
Folks, Middlebury Community Schools is a top achieving school district, inspiring students to change the world.
3-point Northwood lead here, midway through the second quarter. Northwood comes into this one with a 2-0 record in the NLC, tied with Warsaw atop the league. Blake Jacobs have a night. He's already matched his career high with 10.
That's obviously some good scouting on the part of that coaching staff of Scott Radekers. They've seen a spot where they think they're vulnerable, and they've gone to it often.
Meanwhile, Rash bumps into Jacobs and then scores over him, and Ian Rash with 8 tonight. That leads the Panthers.
A little bit of contact there, but Rash made it work for him.
Smith was bumped out of bounds by Ben Vincent. First foul on Ben. And Northridge will inbound underneath its own offensive basket.
Folks, Ruli's of Middlebury is proud to support Northridge Athletics. Ruli's is a family dining Italian-American restaurant offering a full menu including pastas, entrees, and pizza. Visit them at rulispizza.com or at either one of their 2 locations in Middlebury across from the high school or in Elkhart on County Road 17. And a big thank you to Ruli's. They did a good job helping feed our crew tonight. Thank you, and they say go Northridge Raiders.
Backdoor cut by Smith. He goes up and can't score over Rash. No foul called on the contact. Scott Radeker almost physically beside himself on the sidelines, but a steal by Carter Stoltzfus. He'll go end to end, then got fouled on his way up. They'll call it on the big fellow Rash.
Rash has his first.
Well, let's take another look at this slick little behind the back pass from our Aegis Dennis Group replay, and look at Sam Smith fling it behind the back there to Jesse Ryman, but it didn't result in any points. Here's Carter Stoltzfus at the line, 67% free throw shooter. The free throw sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools.
Folks, the Lather and Fade Shop has locations in South Bend, Granger, and Elkhart. Lather and Fade offers world-class barber experience whether you want a vintage, classic, or modern look. Check out latherandfadeshop.com.
1-point game, middle of the second quarter. Ian Rash, heady sophomore. Look at him handle the ball. Not bad for a 6'5" kid, still growing into his body. Here's Brenner for 3. Yes, sir. Cade Brenner's second three-pointer of the game. He has 6, and the Northwood lead back to 4.
6 3-pointers in the ball game already.
6 by Northwood. Northridge has only had 1.
Right.
Remember, this is a Northridge team that leads the state of Indiana in 3-pointers made per game. But Northwood's defense has allowed the points to be scored inside tonight. Jacobs couldn't get that one to go. Ryman twists and scores. Jesse Ryman with his second offensive putback bucket tonight. At the other end, Vincent thought about pulling the trigger. Instead, pulls it back outside and lets Brenner do it. That's off the mark. Here comes Stoltzfus. Raiders can tie or take the lead. Smith over everybody. And a good rebound by Jamar Jackson. There's Brenner, and he traveled.
Turnover on Northwood is their 5th. And Northwood with 8 rebounds. Northridge with 8 rebounds.
You see Scott Radiker, the 3rd year at Northridge, his 20th season overall as a coach. And then Aaron Wolf, 14 years now at Northwood, 220 and 98. 6 sectional titles during his tenure with the Panthers. Smith for 3 in the lead. It's sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools. And the Raiders are on top, 28-27.
What do you do if you're a shooter, Chuck?
You keep shooting, and that's their second 3 of the night for Northridge.
Shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot.
Brenner lost the handle going in, but that's because he was fouled by Ryman, his second.
Folks, at St. Andrews Products, your expectations become our standards. We have the finest promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and apparel. Our team handles all embroidery and screen printing in-house to guarantee the quality that you want and the timely turnaround you need. At St. Andrews Products, our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
So Cade Brenner at the line, 71% free throw shooter, and buries the first. Brenner comes into the action averaging 15.5 points per game. And he has been a very, I wouldn't say a surprise for Aaron Wolf. He knew he was going to be good. I don't know that he knew he was going to be this good.
Not this soon. Obviously came in with a lot of athletic ability, but boy, they play with a lot of maturity. The 2 sophomores, Rash and Brenner, been impressive.
8 points each for Rash and Brenner to lead the Panthers. Northwood up by 1. Three on the way by Brown is offline, and a foul called. We'll take a quick break. 2:11 to go first half. Northwood up 29-28 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. Northwood leading Northridge. Well, that's the first time that's happened tonight by 1. Rash was fouled by Trevor Brown on the ground. That's the first on Trevor, but that'll put Northwood to the foul line.
Folks, Miller's Senior Living Community in Wakarusa is the proud supporter of the Northwood High School basketball team. Miller's provides short-term rehab, assisted living, and long-term care for our seniors, serving Elkhart County and the surrounding communities. Find out more at millersmarymanor.com. Go Panthers from the team at Miller's Mary Manor.
So Rash hits the first one. He has 9 as Scott Radiker does the airing of the grievances in front of the Northridge bench. But this Northwood team off to an 8-2 start, and that is not unusual territory. That's not unusual territory for Northwood. They have started 8-2 in 8 of the last 9 seasons. On the inside, Jacobs got the bucket and the bump as Rash gave him too much body on the way up. And Blake Jacobs now with a new career high as he already hits 12 points here in the first half. And watch him use that 6'4", 230-pound body against Ian Rash.
Nice job, and crashes it. You know, the younger guys, we talk about what they're doing offensively. Obviously, some work to do on defense, but boy, when that big guy gets loose inside, it's like a pulling guard or pulling tackle. He gets inside and goes right to the hoop.
And Bo Hunt, maybe you can comment on this. I really like the footwork that Blake Jacobs is showing tonight down in the post.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest things that, you know, they're getting him ball down there, and he's just doing a great job of not only his footwork, but using his body as well, not only on the offensive end, but the defensive end. Just he's got to be the biggest guy out here weight-wise, too, and so he can really throw it around if he wants, and he has been all first half, guys.
Little tangle down in the corner. The ball went off hands and the referee's head, but it'll be Northridge basketball.
Yoder Stutzman Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been serving Napanee and the surrounding area since 1969. They're committed to what they do and are there to serve you for your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Yoder Stutzman Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, building lasting solutions.
Carter Stoltzfus finds Jacobs again, and they call a foul underneath. It'll be called on Caden Graham, his first, and Jacobs will go back to the foul line. And if you're Northwood, maybe you don't mind if Jacobs goes to the line. Not only did he miss the last time, he's only a 46% free throw shooter.
Well, as many times as he's touching the ball tonight, he's going to get some more chances there.
And he misses that one as well. Cooper Weens checks back in for Northwood. Caden Graham goes out. 1:11 to go before we hit halftime. We'll have our TCU Student Athletes of the Week and highlights sponsored by Southwind Flooring. Jacobs buries that one. 13 now for Big Blake. We're tied at 31. Northwood breaking the press well. Chaz Yoder finds Bontrager. Now Weens, as Northwood executing with a little bit of patience in this possession. Wonder if the Panthers might decide to try to hold for the last shot here if they can.
Well, the defensive intensity is really something.
And a timeout called by Northwood. Will take it as well. It's sponsored by Miller's Senior Living Communities. 37.5 seconds left first half. Tied at 31 on 46. This edition of the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making our communities brighter. And the point I was trying to make a little bit earlier, Bob, about Northwood, 8-2 is not uncharted territory for them. They've had that record or better in 8 of the last 9 seasons. This has always been a fast-starting team.
Well, they need to, obviously, the way they're playing tonight, and this reminds you a little bit of the JV game, which went to overtime. But both teams, boy, every possession is absolutely crucial.
Ken Vincent working against a trapping Northridge defense. Renner. As the Panthers show that they would like to hold for the last shot. Northridge trying to rush them along a little bit. And Jamar Jackson threw it away. Smith for Stoltzfus. Northridge leads. Northwood may still get its wish to get the last shot, but there's another turnover. Smith, Stoltzfus for 3. It's offline, and the half has come to an end. Northwood played about as well as they could possibly play, but it's Northridge burying a couple of three-pointers late, and the Raiders lead at 33-31 at the half. Our Southwind Flooring halftime report is next on 46.
And welcome back to Northridge High School in Middlebury, Indiana, where tonight we've got the Northwood Panthers against the Northridge Raiders, and we've got our Student Athletes of the Week brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. Well, with us from Northridge High School is Sam Smith, and with us from Northwood High School is Ben Vincent. And we're going to talk with Ben first. And Ben, first of all, congratulations on being singled out for this award, getting it done obviously on the floor and also in the classroom. Talk about what that takes to get that done.
Oh, it's just a lot of hard work and just dedication to your schoolwork and sports, and just putting in the time and effort and being dedicated is really what the main part about it.
You really got to have your priorities in order, don't you? I mean, if you're really busy, basketball's not a 3-month sport anymore. It's like year-round.
Yeah, for sure. And just got to be wise with my time and make the most of when I have opportunity in class to get work done, and be intentional about really setting time aside for homework and still devote enough time to basketball and sports.
I asked you if you were involved in any other sports. You said you'd like to get involved in golf this spring. That's not a bad idea. How often do you play golf?
Well, over quarantine, I just had nothing to do really, so I decided I might as well pick up a hobby that takes a decent amount of time. And I just enjoyed it, and it's really fun, so hopefully I'll be able to have a fun spring this year.
That'd be great. What are your plans ahead for college?
I plan on attending Cedarville University in Ohio, and I will plan on studying either business or medicine.
Well, good for you, and give a shout out. You've got a nice team at home and, of course, at Northwood High School, but give credit to those who deserve it.
Yeah, I just want to thank my teachers and coaches for supporting me all along the way and pushing me to be who I am, and especially my family and my mom and dad, just for always supporting me in everything that I do. Thanks, guys.
All right, that's terrific. Ben, congratulations, and thank you for being with us. Ben Vincent from Northwood High School. And now we're going to get a chance to talk with Sam Smith, who is from Northridge High School. And Sam is another guy who's dedicated to basketball, and you've only been that way since you're old enough to crawl.
Yeah.
How many hours, during the summer, every time you're playing basketball?
Yeah, it's every day. I mean, when my family and my brothers were home, we play as much one-on-one as we could before somebody got hurt, probably. But yeah, no, we play a lot. It runs in the family.
That's terrific. What interests do you have outside of basketball?
I mean, mostly it is basketball, but I mean, I like hanging out with my friends and my brothers. I like golfing with my brothers in the summer as well, and my cousins. Yeah.
And you're pretty involved with your church group as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep, River Oaks Community Church. Go there every Sunday with now just my parents, as I'm the only one at home.
Oh, wow. So you got all kinds of room.
Yeah.
Don't have to fight for shoes or socks. Like
No.
I grew up in a big family too. Talk about what's ahead for you collegiately. What you'd like to do.
I'd like to play college basketball, of course. I want to study sports management or business management, kind of in that area. But yeah, I would like to stay in the game for as long as possible.
You haven't chosen a school yet, and they haven't chosen you.
I have not.
Well, I hope that works out for you. I'm pretty sure it will. You've done a great job. Give a shout out to the people in your life that have mattered.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out my mom, my dad, my grandma, my cousins, my brothers, all my friends, Stolz Fuses, those are my boys, and then obviously just my whole team, my coaching staff.
There you go. Well, congratulations on your success. Great job in the classroom and on the court, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right. A wonderful pair of young men here today. Sam Smith from Northridge High School and Ben Vincent from Northwood High School, our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We're back with some halftime stats and highlights in a moment. You're watching the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Ancilla College. We believe in you. Halftime here at the Madhouse in Middlebury, with Northridge leading Northwood by a count of 33-31 in this key NLC battle. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel high above the fray. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to the highlights, because there were a lot of them in the first half here in Middlebury. Northwood came out firing. Cade Brenner buried that three-pointer from the corner, and that was one of not two, not three, Ben Vincent adding one in there, but 5 three-pointers in the first quarter by Northwood. Sammy Smith tried to keep Northridge close in the first quarter, but boy, the hot hand continued. Chaz Yoder would bury one from the left side and then turn around and hit one from the right side, and Northwood had a 7-point lead at 21-14. But then here came Northridge. Blake Jacobs, a huge first half. He had 13 points in the first half. He'd get some help from Trevor Brown burying a 3 here. But Northridge didn't hit a lot of three-pointers in that half. What they did, when Sam Smith hits that one, it gave him a brief lead, is they played some good defense late in the half. Got the layup from Carter Stoltzfus, who had 6. And the first half numbers, Bob, show some good shooting on both sides.
Yeah, good balance. Both teams around 56% in the first half. The three-pointers were big, obviously, for Northwood in this first half. The rebounding about even, turnovers about even, and both teams about even, and it's what we expected. A real battle going right down to the wire.
So a 33-31 Northridge lead on Northwood. And this has been the Southwind Flooring halftime report. Second half play-by-play from Middlebury comes your way next on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Wolverine Mutual Insurance. When the unexpected happens, we've got you covered. We've got you covered with a Bo Hunt Bill's Heating Sideline report. Bo, what adjustments do these two teams need to make here in the second half?
I think Northridge did a great job adjusting in that second quarter later on, kind of like they did in the first part of that first quarter, really feeding Jacob down low and really getting those buckets underneath and not just relying on those threes. So they did a great job of that. Expect them to shoot some threes this second half. Northwood, they hit the threes in the first quarter. Second quarter, they weren't able to, but I think that's a lot because they were looking for that shot where early on they weren't necessarily looking for it. They're looking for underneath, and they just happened to open up on the outside. So look for Aaron Wolf to get his team to really look from the inside and then hit the outside for that 3, guys.
Raiders start the third quarter with the ball. It's brought to us by Wolverine Mutual Insurance, and I hope you're enjoying the live stream tonight. Sponsored by Laurie Sumpter at Phil Hahn and Associates. The Raiders moving the ball against man-to-man defense here by the Northwood Panthers. And that means there's going to be somebody open outside. Clay Stoltzfus takes it down the lane, missed the left-hand layup. Now Carter Stoltzfus misses the 3, and a rebound by Jamar Jackson. Good defense that time by Northwood.
You know, Chuck, one of the keys to win tonight was to take what they give you. Nobody's giving anything.
Cooper Weems, now Ben Vincent. Those are the veteran members of this team. Here's a 3 in the corner by Brenner that's offline. Rebound tipped around, but Stoltzfus controls it for Northridge. Ooh, Smith thought about pulling the trigger from the volleyball line, and that's not beyond his conscience. Travel called on Blake Jacobs.
Almost too good a pass. Blake was trying to get position first, but the pass came to him, and then he took a little jab step. So good pass again by Smith, but turnover.
Normally, this gym would be packed, but the pandemic has held down the crowd. Still, Aaron Wolf told Bo Hunt before the game, this is probably the biggest crowd that Northwood has played in front of all season.
Both teams trying to get a read on what the other team's adjustments have been at halftime.
Jamar Jackson couldn't hit the layup, and Carter Stoltzfus gets yet another rebound. Northridge exercising a little bit more patience. That was part of the Scott Radiker game plan. Jacobs inside, puts it up over Rash for two. Well, Bo mentioned it earlier, just the physical size of Blake Jacobs, the biggest guy out there, and he's not been afraid to bully the sophomore Rash. Vincent with the little teardrop jumper that time. Ben has 5.
Both teams have missed their first 2 shots. Now they've made their next ones.
Smith couldn't get that roll, and Rash with the rebound. Northwood with a chance to tie or take the lead here. Vincent wants it all. Couldn't get it. And knocked out of bounds by Jamar Jackson. Northridge gets the ball back.
Well, Vincent's made a 3 here tonight.
Plenty of people on Northwood can say that.
Yeah.
They had 6 3-pointers in the first half, and it's one of the reasons they're still hanging around, only trailing by 2. Here's Jacobs again with the left hand. The big fella has 17. Remember, his career high was scored on Tuesday night against Riley when he had 10. Brenner has to come to a stop and couldn't.
Well, with Northridge having some inside game now from Blake Jacobs, this team could really take another step in the right direction. Didn't get a whole lot from Jacobs against Riley, but he had a solid game.
So Clay Stoltzfus will handle outside. That shot missing, and the rebound coming down to Rash of Northwood. Panthers only down 4 with 5 minutes left, third quarter. Rash trying to get untracked here in the third. Jacobs with good defense blocks the shot. He's the team leader in that category, shows why.
I think Rash and Brenner spent a little time in the weight room during the offseason. They're going to be just a little bit better.
Meanwhile, Smith now has 9, and the Raiders have their biggest lead at 6. Three on the way by Brenner. That's short. And a great box out by Jacobs allowed the rebound to come down to Northridge. Smith, fade away from the baseline. That was not good shot selection. But that was not a good pass by Jamar Jackson, and now Northridge has numbers. Smith draws the foul from Ben Vincent. And Ben will help him on up in a nice act of sportsmanship as you'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group.
Folks, Middlebury Community Schools, where achievement and innovation are hallmarks of a great education. Middlebury Community Schools.
Sam Smith, an 85% free throw shooter, takes these free throws sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools. Sammy trying to get into double figures. If he does, that'll be the 29th time, if he does, in the last 30 games that he has accomplished that feat, as you see Jesse Ryman come back in. Sam, a big IU fan, so he wasn't wearing a big smile today.
No, tough night last night for IU. Purdue looked good.
11 points now for Smith. It's an 8-point Northridge lead. Northwood, after scoring 21 in the first quarter, has only scored 12 in the last 12 minutes. Rash thought about that 3. Instead, Chaz Yoder top. Rash puts it on the floor and draws contact from Ryman, his third.
Folks, you can't go wrong with an Essen House Bakery donut to start your morning. Enjoy many delicious, gigantic sweet rolls and cream-filled Long Johns. We also invite you to shop many of our other take-home favorites, including fresh from the oven breads and rolls, and 30-plus varieties of homemade pies. And remember, the restaurant is open for dine-in, carry-out, or curbside pickup. Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Essen House here in Middlebury.
Brown nearly had that pass deflected, but instead Northridge gets it to Smith. Northridge now with an 8-point lead will exercise a little bit more patience. But the defense has been a big key for Northridge tonight. That ball goes out of bounds, and we'll see Clay Stoltzfus come back in.
Folks, you can receive a quality and affordable university education by enrolling in the Bethel University Extension site at Napanee Missionary Church. BU at NMC provides the opportunity for a Bethel education while engaging in weekly practicum specific to your area of interest. Multiple degrees are available, and because the program costs just $10,000 per year, you can graduate with little or no debt. To learn more about this program, go to nmc.church/Bethel.
Jacobs wanted to find the cutting Smith, but that's why he's an offensive tackle and not the quarterback. He overthrew the man.
Incompletion.
Jamar Jackson back in the game now for Northwood. As Aaron Wolf just trying to find a combo out there right now that can score. Only 2 points in the first 5 minutes here of the third quarter.
And that's when teams are looking for a go-to guy. Now, when your leading scorers are both sophomores and you're getting a little different defensive look here in the second half from Northridge, you got to find somebody else to step up.
Here's the cutting move by Cade Brenner, and he's in double figures now with 10. A much-needed basket for the Northwood Panthers. Blocking foul called up front on Caden Graham, his second.
Our broadcast brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, saluting the players, coaches, and all the team members who work so hard to be successful. At IFT, we put our team to work for you, setting the standard for metal finishing solutions. Reach us at iftworldwide.com. Like the teams in this game, we're always working for a great finish.
St. Joe has beaten John Glenn tonight, 66-51. That's the first loss for the Falcons. J.R. Konechny had 30. Riley Downs New Prairie, 81-55, 44 points for Blake Wesley. 3 on the way and good for Brandon Miller. It's sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools. Third 3 of the night for the Raiders.
New Country heard from.
And their biggest lead at 9. Vincent directs traffic up top. Caden Graham in the corner, drives in. Cooper Weems open for 3, but it's short. And as hot as Northwood was in that first quarter, they have gone stone cold here in the third. Jacobs gives it off to Smith. And Jacobs with the charge as he goes right over Jamar Jackson. Second foul on Blake.
Boy, that was the big guy taking on the smaller guy, and good job by Jackson, went down hard. Folks, Stutzman Power Equipment, where you can get the tools and equipment for all your outdoor needs, specializing in Kubota, Steel, Toro, Simplicity, and Skag. Check them out online at stutzmanpower.com. Stutzman Power Equipment, where service is their #1 product. Proud to support high school athletics.
Substitutions continuing to come in. Trevor Brown will take Sam Smith's place as they try to give Sam a little bit of a breather before the fourth. It's a big 90 seconds here for Northwood, though, to try to get back in it.
Got to find an answer. They did last time from the main guy, Cade Brenner.
Graham finds Vincent open for 3. The senior connects. How are you? 8 points now for Ben Vincent. That's his average, back to a 6-point game. Carter Stoltzfus can't hit, and the rebound to Northwood. Vincent threw it into the popcorn popper, and Northwood will get it back.
Middlebury Community Schools, a top achieving school district, inspiring students to change the world.
And they want to get a new basketball out there, do a little bit of disinfecting since that one went into the stands.
Chuck, that last time down the floor, Northridge threw it up pretty quickly. And I would think that maybe Scott Radiker would have said, hey, let's not do that. Let's take some time off the clock, make sure we got the last shot.
Vincent had to be Barishnikov there not to go into the backcourt. And Jackson with a little pirouette for 2. His first basket of the game. Down to a 4-point margin.
It was 2 at halftime.
Northwood defense clapping its hands. Northridge appears as though they want to hold for 1. The Stoltzfus brothers play catch up top. Oh, but it goes off Carter's foot into the backcourt, and Northwood had to go out of bounds off Lyman. Panthers will have possession with 12.4 left in the stanza.
Ruli's of Middlebury is proud to support Northridge Athletics. Ruli's is a family dining Italian-American restaurant offering full menu including pastas, entrees, and pizza. Visit them at rulispizza.com or at either one of their 2 locations. Middlebury across from the high school and in Elkhart on County Road 17. They did a good job helping feed our crew tonight.
And now Northwood throws it into the backcourt, but that was legal. You see the clock, bottom right-hand corner of the Tipping Point Academy scoreboard. Brenner for 3, hit it! 13 for the kid. Northwood closes with 8 straight in the quarter to make it a 1-point game as we go to the 4th. What a shot by Cade Brenner. One-hand catch and then release, and the bank is open on a Friday night in Middlebury.
Wow, just to get the shot off. What a great finish the 3rd quarter.
44-43 Northwood on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned. You look into that Northwood huddle. Aaron Wolf has to be pleased with the comeback of his team. We go downstairs to Bo Hunt for a Bills Heating sideline report. I said it was a key 90 seconds for Northwood. What got it done for them during that time?
I think the biggest thing was Ben Vincent really stepped up there right towards the end. They were down by 9. He hits that big 3, got him motivated. And then the charge by Blake Jacobs down here at the other end. You know, when he got to the 17-point mark, they were up by 9. The only time he touched the ball the rest of that quarter was when he got that charge called on him. So look for him to go back to him here in the 4th quarter, guys.
All right, Bo, thank you very much. 8 minutes to play, 1-point game. Northwood trying to go to 9-2 on the season, but 3-0 in the Northern Lakes Conference. Jamar Jackson with the floater that's good, and the Panthers have the lead. They have rattled off 10 in a row.
They've hit 5 shots in a row.
And a blocking foul called up front against Northwood.
I think Bo's right on it, too. I think they're going to have to, the Northridge Raiders going to have to get Jacobs back involved in a little bit more offense, but he's been solid. He had, wow, 2nd quarter alone, he had 7 points, 6 in the 1st quarter, now 4 here in the 2nd half.
Graham just picked up his 3rd foul, but the team foul's very low on both sides here in the 2nd half. Northridge was involved in a close game Tuesday night, found themselves down by 11 in the 3rd, came back to beat Riley as Sam Smith fades and sends up an air ball. One of the nights when you're grateful the student bodies are gone, because Sam would have been hearing it from the Northwood student body.
He has been struggling a bit.
Rash down the baseline, missed the bunny, but Jamar Jackson continues his great leaping and gets the offensive rebound, and Vincent makes them pay. The senior has 10, the 3rd Panther in double figures.
Sam Smith, 4 out of 13 from the field tonight.
Brown for 3.
Thank you.
It's sponsored by Middlebury Community Schools. We're knotted at 47 on 46.
You got your main guy that's struggling a little bit to score the basketball. Find somebody else, and they have.
Jackson to wings underneath, and he was bumped by Trevor Brown, his 2nd. Take another look at the Trevor Brown triple, courtesy of Aegis Dental Group, a little inside-out action.
Yeah, and again, Jacobs inside with the ball drew about 4 people to him, so he had some guys to look for wide open.
Back line, Vincent outside. Oh, he wanted to lob it to Ian Rash, and there was a miscommunication there.
Folks at Lather and Fade Shop has locations in South Bend, Granger, and Elkhart. Lather and Fade offers world-class barber experience, whether you want a vintage, classic, or modern look. Check out latherandfadeshop.com.
Turnovers have been a problem for Northwood tonight, and they've been averaging 12 a game this season. Stoltzfus to Stoltzfus. Clay misses the 3. The rebound to Cade Brenner. Brenner dribbles his way through a trap and then throws it away.
Boy, great NLC action tonight between these two. And Chuck, you know, our good friend Jim Hahn, who's a great coach at Concord, just totally enjoys watching Northern Lakes Conference basketball.
Well, Jimmy made his bones on NLC action, and we want to send our best wishes to him as he's recovering from a little bit of an illness. Here's Carter Stoltzfus going back outside. Now Clay Stoltzfus down the lane, but they have nowhere to go. Sam Smith falls down and travels. And Northwood will get it back with 5:23 left. Chuck and Bob, we are above the fray. We'll let you know that it's 47-47 as we take a look at the action from our perch. And you watch it along with us. Vincent outside to Brenner for three. Couldn't get that one, and the rebound to Blake Jacobs. Here come the Raiders with a chance to take the lead.
Big rebound there for Jacobs. Done so many good things tonight.
That's Jacobs with the ball. He is not an outside shooter, so he needs a little help. Stoltzfus more than happy to pull the trigger, but it was an air ball. Smith was there to get the loose change. And now another three on the way, and Clay Stoltzfus buries that one. It's sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools, and Northridge has the lead.
And that's what I'm talking about. When they got the ball to Jacobs, right away they sag on him, and guys are open on the perimeter.
Meanwhile, it's Brenner for three in the tie. That one would not go, but Rash with a big offensive rebound. He was held by Brown, his third.
Well, I tell you, this is not a capacity crowd as we usually expect to be here, but boy, the ones who are here have made a lot of noise. This is a great gymnasium.
Always a good atmosphere when you come over to Middlebury, no matter how many people they have in the Raider Ridge. Here's Rash off the glass for two. Ian Rash now with 13. 1 point game. And a timeout called by Scott Radiker. It's sponsored by Stutzman Power Equipment. 4:15 to go in this one. Northridge clinging to a 1 point lead on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, IFT, where quality is a way of life. Plenty to cheer about in this one in Middlebury tonight. Northridge on top of Northwood 50-49. Good balance on both sides tonight. Blake Jacobs leading Northridge with 17. Meanwhile, Ian Rash and Cade Brenner with 13 apiece for Northwood.
Boy, and Bo's been right on talking about Blake Jacobs and the difference he's made in this game. He might end up talking to Blake after the game, depending, of course, who wins the game.
Carter Stoltzfus on the dribble for Northridge. His brother Clay hit a big three a moment ago. Now goes inside, drew contact. Jacobs with the putback, it wouldn't go. And Rash the rebound for Northwood. All Vincent had it stripped away, and here come the Raiders the other way.
And it read the mail there on Vincent.
Wide open three for Brown. Downtown, Trevor Brown, his third three of the game. It's sponsored by Middlebury Community Schools. And suddenly Northridge up by 4. Well, the other night it was Carter Stoltzfus who hit a big three for Northridge to put him up 4. Here it's Trevor Brown, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Who will it go to?
Well, I know who Scott Radiker thinks should get the ball.
Well, there's no question who everybody from Northridge wants it, and they're getting it.
Well, that gives us a chance to say that we want to thank our friends at St. Andrews Products for helping our crew look good tonight. They're ready to do the same for your team. Reach them at sales@standrewsproducts.com with all the top lines in apparel, business gifts, and advertising specialties. They're ready to help your school or company. At St. Andrews Products, our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Nice lob to Sam Smith, but he couldn't get it to go. Brown inside. What a big second half he's had. 11 for Trevor Brown. Back to a 6-point Raider lead.
Came in averaging 3 points a game, but he stepped up.
Knocked out of bounds by Northridge. And the Raider faithful applauding the defensive effort.
Boy, the intensity has been absolutely terrific the whole game.
Northwood in need of a big possession here. Scott Radiker wants his team to get his hands up in a 1-3-1 zone. Brenner open for three. Airballed it. Here comes Northridge the other way. Guess who? Brown, and he's fouled on the way up by Brenner.
A little frustration there as well on the missed shot, but Brenner was able to get down there and stop the basket.
You take another look on the Aegis Dentistry replay. And Brenner had no choice but to go hammering after that ball. Trevor Brown going to the foul line for the first time this season. And this is the first. His 11 points tonight, a new career high for him. So Northridge has two players with career highs tonight. Neither one of them were the guys we pointed out, the key players in the pregame show.
Boy, that's just not fair, is it?
Brown now with 12. Raider lead back up to 7. Still time for Northwood, and a technical foul is called by Andy Heiduck, but on who? It's going to be on the Northwood bench. So I'm not exactly sure what was said or by whom, but Sam Smith will go to the line for free throws. 85% free throw shooter. Free throws sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools. And this is like putting money in the bank.
Let's see, if Sam Smith goes to the free throw line, that's the first time he hasn't been guarded closely tonight. Made the two, and they get the possession as well. That's a big moment in the ball game. I'm not sure. You know, a lot of times they'll give a coach a warning early on, and then if they hear anything, and again, you can't. I know it wasn't Phil that said anything.
13 for Smith now, and the Raiders with their biggest lead of the game. Smith lost the handle, but Clay Stoltzfus was there to pick it up. Smith for three. It's sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools. And all of a sudden, Northridge with a double-digit lead. Rash inside for two.
Boy,
15 for Ian.
They needed a bucket, but check that as 4 3-pointers in the fourth quarter for Northridge.
They get him when it counts. Brown, he's been hot. Not this time. Rash had to go out of bounds off him. It'll be Northridge ball.
Miller's Senior Living Community in Wakarusa is a proud supporter of Northwood High School basketball. Miller's provides short-term rehab, assisted living, and long-term care to their seniors, serving Elkhart County and the surrounding communities. Find out more at millersmarymanor.com. Miller's team says, "Go Panthers."
And a foul called here on Cooper Weems. Timeout on the floor. 1:43 to go in the fourth. 61-51 Northridge on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by St. Andrews Products, promotional products, branded apparel. 1:37 to go in the contest. Northridge leading by 10 at 61-51. And the Raiders would be content to dribble out the clock and pick up win number 7 of the season, and their first in the NLC. Northwood had its hands on the ball but couldn't control it.
Yoder Stutzman Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been serving Napanee and the surrounding area since 1969. They're committed to what they do and are there to serve you for your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Yoder Stutzman Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, building lasting solutions.
There's a player with some blood on his elbow, and so Jesse Ryman's going to have to come into the game. Clay Stoltzfus goes deep to get the pass, and the foul is called on Cade Brenner. And that'll send Clay Stoltzfus to the line for one in the bonus. He's a 71% free throw shooter. Free throw sponsored by Middlebury Community Schools.
Hasn't been to the line yet tonight. Folks, want to remind you that Middlebury Community Schools is Where achievement and innovation are hallmarks of a great education, that's at the Middlebury Community Schools. We thank them for their great support, and their whole staff here at Northridge has done a great job helping us out with our broadcast.
Blake Jacobs checking back in as Northridge 5-1 this season when surpassing the 55-point mark. And they will already have done that tonight, so kind of hitting some of their standards for a victory. Vincent the alley-oop to Cooper Weems for 2. His first basket of the night. The junior averages 8 per contest. But it's a 9-point Northridge lead. And a timeout called by Northridge. It's sponsored by Stutzman Power Equipment.
Our thanks again to Dave Harms, the athletic director here at Northridge High School. Boy, what a great effort they've had the last couple of years, Chuck, with the new facilities. This is a great basketball arena, but new football field, new baseball, softball diamonds. What a commitment this community's made to their young people.
Reminder, next Friday night we've got more high school basketball. The Bi-County Tournament is one of the great traditions of our area, and we've never had the opportunity to do one of those games, but we will next Friday night. One of the semifinals. We'll bring it to you here on TV-46 Friday night at 11 and Saturday morning at 9. Fellas, we've got to take care of some business here. We got to figure out a player of the game. Bo, who are you going with? Blake Jacobs or Trevor Brown?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, but Trevor Brown did really come through there here in the fourth quarter and really sparked them and got them out to this big lead. But, don't always get a tackle. So, we're going to take advantage of that.
Okay, I can go with that. He certainly had a big night as Vincent sends it down to Rash, missed the layup, and it's out of bounds to Northridge. You got to vote.
Well, I like it too. I mean, Northridge struggled from the outside in that first quarter. Now they're here in the fourth quarter hitting the threes. But the steady force all night long has been Blake Jacobs. Even when he gets the ball inside, he's been able to pass it to the outside to an open man.
Brenner's carom hit off the strap above the backboard, and so Northridge will get possession back. I would say if you want to talk to both of them, I wouldn't have a problem with that either. They both had career nights tonight. Jacobs obviously carried the mail in the first half, and then the second half, especially the fourth quarter, it was Brown who got the job done.
I agree with you there too, partner. If somebody is looking into the game or just joining us to say, well, if Northridge is ahead and got a chance to win this game, obviously we've been the Stoltzfus brothers and Sam Smith who got it done. If that's who you're focusing on defensively tonight, other guys had to step up, and they did.
Now, Sam Smith is getting his points. He's going to the line here, and he has 16 tonight, and a lot of those coming from the charity stripe in the fourth quarter. The free throw sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools. And Sammy now with 17. 4.2 GPA. He got the smarts from his mom. Sam now with 18, an 11-point Raider lead, and they will continue their recent dominance of Northwood as Vincent hits a three. Ben's had a nice night with 13 points, but it's going to be a little too late.
Yeah, Sam Smith's going to find a way to make his season average. He averages 19.3 coming in, but 18 points so far in the ball game. But that's what scorers do. They find a way. If you're not hitting your shots, you get to the line, or you get an assist, and then you get a rebound basket. You've done a nice job. And boy, Chuck, what a big game in Northern Lakes Conference tonight, because Northwood with a win here tonight would have had a big step in the right direction, and now we're all knotted up between Northridge and Northwood.
And trying to check here to see how Warsaw and Goshen were doing tonight. If Goshen was able to pull off the upset, boy, there'd be all kinds of chaos here in the NLC. But Warsaw won that game 48-38 against Goshen. So now Warsaw 3-0 in the NLC. Mishawaka got the win over Wawasee tonight. They're 2-0. And then you've got a bunch of teams sitting there with one loss: Goshen, Northridge, and Northwood. Another timeout called by Northridge. It's sponsored by Stutzman Power Equipment.
Mishawaka, their first year in the Northern Lakes Conference, and that's a good-looking ball club. We had a chance to see them already this year, and looking forward to see the development. They got some good young people on the team.
Well, you mentioned earlier tonight, Purdue looked very good last night in the win over Indiana. Now they finally get to go and play a home game after 4 straight road games. Matt Painter's crew will be at Mackey Arena Sunday afternoon for a visit from Penn State. You can hear it on your home for Boilermaker basketball, 103.1 FM, Sunday at 1 p.m.
And I'll tell you what, if I'm Matt Painter, I'm having my guys wear the black uniforms. They've done really well on the road. That's a good-looking team, and what a shock the other night. Michigan just gave Wisconsin the big tar job. They took them way down.
Well, the Big Ten, obviously a big jumble, much like this Northern Lakes Conference. And then when you take a look at the NIC, that's kind of starting to sort itself out a little bit with Glenn taking a loss tonight. Adams, a nice win over Washington. And so Chad Johnston's team in control in the NIC as the horn sounds for no apparent reason. And that always startles people. And of course, it's technology. It's 2021. You don't know what's going to happen down there.
Yeah. Mystery.
I'm not going to point the finger of blame because I couldn't run the equipment. I know that.
Nope.
Northwood trying to trap and maybe get a quick steal, but that seems to be something that's just a pipe dream at this point as Vincent fouls Smith, and it'll allow Sam to get some more points.
Yeah, he'll go over his average. Good ball player. Again, he didn't have the best shooting night from the outside tonight, but he's such a great leader. And, you know, when he's got the ball on the perimeter, too, they're having to come out and get on him, and that made Jacobs open a little bit in that first half.
You mentioned a good ball player. He talked about in the halftime interview. Family of good ball players. Those one-on-one games in the Smith house, those are for blood, folks. 20 points now for Sam. And it's a 66-55 Northridge lead. As you see the final seconds tick away. Rash kicks it back outside. Weems airballs the three, but Jackson can't put it in either. Now Brenner. Vincent will take a last three and hit it. And that'll account for the final score of Northridge 66 and Northwood 58. Now stick around, everybody. Our post-game show comes your way next, featuring our electrical workers electrifying play of the game. It's all next on the 46 Game of the Week.
Whenever you guys are ready. Yeah, here we go. All right. Standing by with our player of the game, Blake Jacobs. First off, congratulations on the big win. Career high 17 points tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You guys come out and you were able to get fed the ball early on and able to get underneath and get all those points early in the game. How effective was that for your team?
I think it was very effective because Sam and Carter they always get open shots, but they were getting hugged the whole game. And for them to be able to pass it to me and finish, that was awesome.
Very senior-led team. You're only a junior.
Yep.
How great is that to have these
awesome.
leaders out there?
Awesome. They're the best leaders you could ask for.
Don't always get an interview an offensive tackle, So just shout out to all the big offensive tackles out there, right?
Yep. Shout out all big offensive linemen. They're the best.
You guys moved to 1-1 in the conference. Just talk about moving forward with this.
I think we can definitely win some more games, some more conference games. But I think that in the process, we should be able to get looks that we want to get. You know what I mean?
Yep. Hey, congratulations. Best of luck down the road.
Thank you, sir.
Back to you guys.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by
The fun thing about coming to a high school basketball game is you never know who the star of the game will be, and that was certainly the case here tonight in Middlebury as Northridge prevails over Northwood 66-58. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel with you here on the postgame show. Everybody came in, rightfully so, talking about guys like Sam Smith and the Stoltzfus brothers, and it was two other guys in the starting lineup that really were the catalysts tonight for Northridge.
Yeah, Sam Smith had an outstanding night as it turned out, made all his free throws as expected, but boy, if the other guys don't step up, it doesn't make all those opportunities available for the other players. And I just thought it was a great chess match tonight. Both coaches making adjustments. The two younger guys for Northwood are going to get better. They're going to get stronger, going to get a little bigger. But they were really challenged tonight by a very special young man who might even be our player of the game.
Well, indeed. Trevor Brown had a huge fourth quarter, wound up with 12 points. But he was not our player of the game. Bo Hunt is standing by with the young man who is.
Standing by with our player of the game, Blake Jacobs. First off, congratulations on the big win. Career high 17 points tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You guys come out and you were able to get fed the ball early on and able to get underneath and get all those points early in the game. How effective was that for your team?
I think it was very effective because Sam and Carter they always get open shots, but they were getting hugged the whole game. And for them to be able to pass it to me and finish, that was awesome.
Very senior-led team. You're only a junior.
Yep.
How great is that to have these
awesome.
leaders out there?
Awesome. I mean, they're the best leaders you could ask for.
Don't always get an interview an offensive tackle, So just shout out to all the big offensive tackles out there, right?
Yep. Shout out all big offensive linemen. They're the best.
You guys moved to 1-1 in the conference. Just talk about moving forward with this.
I think we can definitely win some more games, some more conference games. But I think that in the process we should be able to get looks that we want to get. You know what I mean?
Yep. Hey, congratulations. Best of luck down the road.
Thank you, sir.
Back to you guys.
All right, if we're going to make Blake Jacobs player of the game, and deservedly so because he's 6'4", 235 pounds, and I'm not about to argue with him.
Right.
We got to give Trevor Brown a little bit of love. How about the electrifying play of the game?
Yeah, he just had a great fourth quarter. You know, and again, they're looking for an answer. Give credit to Northwood. They're putting pressure on the guys on the outside. And, boy, I'll tell you what, he came open. Nice feed there. Again, they're sagging in on Jacob because he got open inside. He's able to find the open guy in the perimeter, and he knocked it down.
So the electrical workers of Local 153 sponsor our electrifying play of the game, and Trevor Brown hitting that big three-pointer was that. And so Northridge has helped scramble this race. Warsaw all alone now in first place by half a game over Mishawaka in the NLC race, but there's a lot of basketball yet to be played. This should be a very interesting league to watch.
And we want to say hi to all the Northern Lakes Conference coaches who are watching this game and saying, hey, I'm glad those two have gone back to 1-1 instead of somebody being ahead. But it's going to be a great year in Northern Lakes Conference. And, of course, the blessing is just that we're able to play. And looking forward to not only what we've done so far, but, hey, how about a little bi-county action?
You know, all the years that we've been working together, we've never had a chance to do a bi-county game. We'll take care of that next Friday night. But first, we want to thank our TV-46 crew. Oh, they were well sated at dinner tonight by Rulies in the Essen House. Dean Korsma was just living the life back there, eating his meal. So was the bubbly one, Tony Beltran, and our usual cast of characters. And a reminder, next Friday night, more high school basketball action. The bi-county tournament will have semifinal action. And we will let you know on Tuesday which game we will do. We'll have it for you Friday night at 11 and Saturday morning at 9. Don't forget we've got Big Ten basketball on the radio. Sunday on 103.1 FM, it's Penn State and Purdue from Mackey Arena. Pregame at noon, tip-off at 1. Don't forget to follow us on social media at 46 Sports. Now for my broadcast partners, they're Hall of Famers, you know. Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final.
Turnover.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by...
One of the great things about coming to a high school basketball, you never know who the star of the game is going to be when you walk in the arena, and that was the case with Northridge's 66-58 victory over Northwood tonight. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel with you on our post-game show. We came in, deservedly so, talking about guys like Sam Smith and Carter Stoltzfus. It wasn't those guys who were the stars of the game tonight. In fact, it was two starters that we didn't even talk about in the pregame, Blake Jacobs and Trevor Brown, that really delivered for Northridge down the stretch.
Right, it was a tough shooting night for Sam Smith. He did wind up with his season average, a little bit over that at 20 points. But the thing was, early on, especially in that first quarter, Blake Jacobs was outstanding, and then in the fourth quarter, they got an outstanding effort to keep the lead and to build the lead. But, boy, I tell you what, it's impressive when you think about what Northridge can be with a good inside game.
Yeah, Trevor Brown had that big fourth quarter, wound up with 12 points. But our player of the game, well, he's the guy standing by right now with Bo Hunt.
Standing by with our player of the game, Blake Jacobs. First off, congratulations on the big win. Career high 17 points tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You guys come out and you were able to get fed the ball early on and able to get underneath and get all those points early in the game. How effective was that for your team?
I think it was very effective because Sam and Carter they always get open shots, but they were getting hugged the whole game. And for them to be able to pass it to me and finish, that was awesome.
Very senior-led team. You're only a junior.
Yep.
How great is that to have these
awesome.
leaders out there?
Awesome. They're the best leaders you could ask for.
Don't always get an interview an offensive tackle, So just shout out to all the big offensive tackles out there, right?
Yep. Shout out all big offensive linemen. They're the best.
You guys moved to 1-1 in the conference. Just talk about moving forward with this.
I think we can definitely win some more games, some more conference games. But I think that in the process, we should be able to get looks that we want to get. You know what I mean?
Yep. Hey, congratulations. Best of luck down the road.
Thank you, sir.
Back to you guys.
And if we're going to give Blake Jacobs all that love, and at 6'4", 235, I'm not going to argue with it, we got to at least give Trevor Brown something. How about our electrifying play of the game?
There's no question his effort in the fourth quarter was crucial in building that lead and keeping the distance between Northridge and Northwood. And they get the ball inside to Jacobs, and he's able to kick it out to Brown. Look at that, wide open for a good look at a three, and knocks it down with a lot of confidence. Tell you what, there's some shooters on this team, and there's an inside game that looked a little bit better tonight. So Northridge where they want to be, 1-1 in the conference.
So Warsaw now leading the NLC at 3-0. Mishawaka right behind them at 2-0. And a mess of teams with just one loss. Should be a really fun year in the NLC.
It's been a great year so far, and this was fun tonight, and we're looking forward to next week. Going to have a chance to do a little bi-county action.
That is something that you and I, we've worked together a long time. We've never done a bi-county game. Right. We'll take care of that next Friday night as we get to do one of the semifinals. Our thanks to our TV-46 crew who helped bring you this one. Oh, they were well fed tonight, by the way. Dean Korsmo, we were lucky that he could even function. Tony Beltran doing all the bells and whistles in the truck along with our usual cast of characters. A reminder, next Friday night, the Bi-County Tournament. We'll decide what our semifinal game is on Tuesday and announce it on social media. And then don't forget, we've got Big Ten basketball Sunday. The Purdue Boilermakers back in Mackey Arena to take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. You can hear it on 103.1 FM. Pre-game at noon, tip-off at 1. Now for my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final, Northridge 66, Northwood 58. So long from the middle of Middlebury.